Micheline from Micheoumakes again. A long time no see. I'm so sorry about this. I've been life got it in front of everything. I've been babysitting for children. It's been 2 half terms where for some reason most of the kids have been on half term last week and one of them has been on half term this week, so it's been a case of having to look after them both, not them both, all of them, over 2 weeks. So anyway, we are back to normal. Everything is back to normal. I've also not really felt very much like getting started on sewing at the moment. I have been sewing, but not on my Make 9. I've been toying over in my head what I ought to do. As you can see, I'm at work because I'm busy engraving. Do you want to see what I do? I'm also busy making an engraved plate, which is just almost 2/3 the way through. As you can see, I don't have to do much to it. It does it itself. And this is for a customer in Switzerland who basically gets me to do plates for him. I don't know if you can see, this is what he wanted to say solitaire diamond ring with the carrots and everything and the grade and everything on the ring, and I do the plates for him, and he must use them for some purpose. We don't know why, but yeah, that's what he uses it for to sell a ring perhaps, or he may be a collector, I don't know. And then also I do things like this, little plates that say hand signed by. We do lots of people who want these kind of plates. I've got quite a few plates like this. So this is my heat press, and this is the kind of thing that I'm busy making. These are in the process of being made. They're children's tell the time clocks, and I'll show you what they're like when they're put together. This is something I've been doing with my heat press, making, you know, these little weights that are like that we use for the material. Well, this is what I've been doing with these, is I've been covering them with a little disc with a little picture scene on them like that, and basically on the other side I would put some baize, which is some kind of velvet, and I basically just put that on the back, and so they're weights. Another thing I've been making are little coffee coasters with the same scene. Just thought it looked quite nice. Round coffee coasters, square coffee coasters, and using them around the house, putting them on my Etsy shop. I've got a little Etsy shop as well, but I'm not trying to do this to plug for sales. I don't push people to buy. I will also show you what else there is. If we go through here, we have, and it's not in production at the moment because I haven't sorted anything out, but here, and this is the other machine that I use. This is a laser machine. Not much to show you on this, but this is where I laser brooches and other things that I sell on my Etsy site. I've only just started this Etsy site. So we have 2 websites. One is for trophies. We have an online website, and the other one is for, these are all the trophies that we've got. We're just busy clearing them out and starting new stuff. And the other one is for gifts. Thought you might like to see that one to commemorate the visit of HRH, Prince of Wales, to Wandsbeck Centre for Voluntary Services. And then we also do golf scorecards, presentation things, job or vocation. Dedication seems like devotion to me, and that was someone who was leaving work. And there again we'll have another scorecard for those of golfers amongst you. Do scorecards if you've got that all in one. And that's it. Back into the workshop area. Quite busy place. Lots of trophies, lots of things. All boring stuff as far as I'm concerned. It's all trophy type things. and then shells and shells and shells of bits and bobs. But the most important things that I like is the engraving machine. There are so many things you could do with it. This is taking quite a while because it's filling all the letters. I don't know if I can get close enough to let them. What I've been doing, I've been looking after children because it's half term. I have been making purses and clutch bags. I have been making a top. So we'll start by telling you about the top. The top I've made is a Lekala top, and I've been spending, you know, I'm sure a lot of you do the same. When you're bored, you surf the internet. Surf the YouTube or surf the internet, and I was looking for patterns that were I keep looking for nice tops and nice patterns and things, and I actually came across this company called Lekala, and I think it's a Russian company. Somebody may put me right if it's wrong, but you can get patterns for really cheap. I think it was something like $2.80 for a pattern. And the nice thing I liked about it is it actually uses your own measurements. Now, I genned up about it, and it said that a lot of people were saying that they'd got the Lekala pattern and it was so very tight fitting. Now, the one thing I know is when you do when I did a fashion design course, and we did our own slopers, made our own patterns. You do it even if you basically take the measurements of your body, all your measurements, and then you add, I think it's something like a couple of centimeters for outerwear. And even when I remember I made a coat, and I found that when I made the outerwear, it was a very neat fit. So I could understand these people saying, you know, I made it, but it was very close. So being aware of that, I thought, right, it asks you for your measurements. You have to give your height, you give your bust, you give your underbust, you give your waist and your hips, and then it asks for an upper hip. And the upper hip is basically where if your belly sticks out, and mine does. Mine sticks out a fair bit, a typical older person type of curve on my belly, and so it actually compensates for that. And so instead of giving exact measurements, I added about a half a centimeter on with the measurements. And when I got the pattern, they then email the pattern to you within a few minutes of you giving all the instructions, and it turned out that the pattern was probably a little bit on the big side, maybe more than it was on the tight side, but it suited me. The size suited me. The upside of it was I loved the pattern, and I'll put a picture up here to let you see what it looked like. I loved the pattern, I loved the style, and I liked the fact that it took my own measurements, which I thought was very good. I also liked the price. I thought the price was very good. I mean, it's very nice to keep buying these independent patterns, but sometimes if you buy every single one that comes out, it costs you an arm and a leg. So I liked price. The downside was and it wasn't, in one sense it was a downside for me, but not too much of a downside, was the instructions for assembly were very poor. Unfortunately, because I know how to sew a bit more than a basic sewer, I got the gist of what it was wanting me to do. The other thing was, it doesn't tell you how much material you need. It basically says, we're not going to tell you how much material you need because it depends on what material you're using. And so really you've got to be on the safe side. You can't get it out, you know, you've got to basically have at least a couple of meters or maybe more to play with, depending on what it is that you're making. And also it doesn't explain things very well. What instructions there are didn't explain things very well. So my Lekala top, it was a hooded top, and it had a zip down sideways. My husband said, I think it's the wrong way. My husband said, have you made a mistake with the zip because it comes down the side? But I thought, I liked this idea of it coming down the side. The only thing was, I don't think it explained the setup of the zip. It doesn't tell you what size zip to go for. So basically what I used was one of these. I bought some of these long tape zips that you add little zippers to and you create the length you want. So I used that, but I found that I actually ended up with a gap at the bottom where the zip bodice joined the bottom part of the top, and I thought, well, it just left a little gap, and some would have got away with it, some would have just said leave it, but I didn't like that. So I'd used, because to be fair, I downloaded the pattern and I wanted to make this top pretty quickly. So and I had some material. I had this grey quilted material. I didn't have any proper lining, so I happened to find some material, some cotton material that I had that I dyed purple. So I thought, oh, purple stands out nicely with the grey, I'd do that. And so I combined that, and where the hole was with the zip, where that little hole was, I didn't like that, so I thought I'd do a little rectangular box design of fabric there, and you'll see that in the little video. It looks unusual. And then I thought, oh, should I put a little button or a little design over the little box? But then I thought, oh no, it looks like a nipple because it's placed in such a position it's almost on your boob. So I thought, oh, I can't do that. So anyway, but having done that, I love the top. I think it's really, really beautiful. It's big, it's comfy, it's spacious, the hood is a nice shaped hood. I just liked it, and fortunately when I finished it, it snowed. Not a great deal, but it snowed enough to feel that it was worth making. I think I will make it again. I am older and wiser with making it, and the one thing I would say is I will line it this time. I think it'll be nicer lined, or maybe use some fleece to make it. I think I'll try using it fleece, and I think I will I'll use a knitted lining for the hood. I liked the combination of the grey with the purple. I thought it looked quite nice, so watch this space for something similar being made. I've downloaded another Lekala pattern, and I'm going to see what that turns out like and let you know. They don't give you much in the way of instructions. I honestly don't know. I don't think I can't remember if there were any notches to match or not at all, but I'm a bit of a bugger because I don't use notches sometimes. But anyway, I just thought I'd let you know that I've downloaded a second one. The Lekala top that I have doesn't have a name, it's just a number, whatever it is that I write up there. Can't remember offhand, I'm at work and I haven't got the paperwork with me, but I just think it's rather nice, and I thought that for the price and for the size, the way it sizes around you, I thought was really good. So that's the Lekala pattern. But in the meantime, until next time, which hopefully will be sooner rather than later, I've got a dress that I've got a couple of items that I want to show you that I've made, and I shall be coming back to you ASAP. By the way, one of the reasons why I have not been vlogging has been because I lost my camera. We searched the house up and down. We lost it. Disappeared round about Boxing Day, and the next day the day after Boxing Day, we were heading down to Devon for a holiday. So and I couldn't find the camera anywhere that day that we were leaving, and I didn't know where it was. And I just said, oh, I'll look for it when I come back. I'll just use my phone camera. So we went off on holiday and came back. Could not find the camera. Searched and searched and searched, and I said to my husband, I'm gonna have to get another camera because I think we've thrown it out with the rubbish. That was the only thing I could think of. We asked everybody if they'd seen it, and they all said yes, we saw it on the table at the time on Boxing Day. You were filming this, that and the other, and do you know where? Nobody seemed to know where it was. So I just thought, oh, for goodness sake, I've lost it. So last week, I finally, about 10 days ago, I finally decided I've had enough of this. The camera that I've got that I was going to vlog is rubbish, and I wanted to get another one. So I ordered another one. Not cheap, ladies, and gentlemen, not cheap, because it's a Canon G7. It's a Canon G7X Mark II, and they are not cheap. And I couldn't really claim. My husband kept saying she would claim off the insurance, and I said, well, I don't know if they cover for lost stuff. They cover for stolen and burgled and damaged, but I don't know about lost. So anyway, in the end, I said I've got to get one. So I ordered another one. Managed to get it fairly cheap. It came all the way from China, which I was at first thought, oh God, what's it going to be like? The camera arrived on Thursday, last Thursday. Today is Tuesday. The camera arrived on Thursday, but I never had a chance to look at it until the weekend. And I was looking at it at the weekend. And then yesterday, my husband, one of the grandchildren was stopping. And my husband was going to take her out for a ride on a bicycle. And in the kitchen, we have a shelf with 3 baskets of hats and scarves. I like a lot of hats. I wear a lot of hats. 3 baskets of hats and scarves. So he went up there to get a hat and a scarf down for himself because it was cold. And when he looked in the basket, there was the camera. And he said, look what I found in this basket. And so I was quite puzzled, because I said, well, how come that's ended up there? And I can only think that on the day we were about to go down to Devon, I said we'll have to take some hats and scarves, because if we go out in the cold, we'll need to be wrapped up. And I think what I must have done was put the camera in the basket while I was rummaging around for a hat and a scarf and everything, and not realised. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am now the proud owner of two Canon G7X Mark II cameras. So my husband said, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do? Now you've got 2. And I said, oh, I'm not getting rid of them. I can have stereo vision like they have on TV, where they film you doing that way and film you another way, or I can film the sewing this way and film it that way, so you can get stereo vision of whatever I am doing. And he just rolled his eyes. He's good at rolling his eyes, my husband, and I copy him. I often say, oh, here she goes again. Oh. He rolled his eyes and he said, oh. So I said, now listen, he plays guitar. He plays the lead guitar in a rock band. And I said, when I go upstairs into your bedroom, how many guitars have you got hanging up on the wall? And he said, 10. And I said, there you go. I can have 2 cameras if you can have 10 guitars. So, ladies and gentlemen, or anyone who's watching, I'm now the proud owner of 2 cameras. And if I don't use them both at the same time, I can hang one on the wall, just like he does. Catch you next time. Bye.